Hello world, welcome to Ourroottv. My name is Ourroottv. Here are the headlines of the news. Police smashes 5-man robbery gang in Lokoja. Collusion warns state of the emergency declared in Benue, Taraba. Kaduna government has sacked 36,000 workers. Newly married man defies 6-year-old in Lagos. Explosion rocks oil facility in Delta. Day of Africa Culture at Adekunle Ajesi University. Coach decries alleged abandonment of Ibele game. Wicked tourists to play home matches in jails. The news in detail. Police smashes 5-man robbery gang in Lokoja. Kogi State Police Command has arrested members of a deadly robbery gang that specialize in terrorizing the capital state, Lokoja. Parading the leader of the gang, Musa Mohamadu, and 4 others at the command headquarters, Lokoja, yesterday, the police public relations officer, Williams Aya, said the hoodlums were nabbed after robbing one engineer Chris Edima of Navel Porters area, Lokoja. Aya stated that the hoodlums invaded the victim's house on December 28, 2017 and made away with his Infiniti G35 saloon car, his ATM card and other household appliances. The victim, engineer Chris, who stated that the robbers operated for 2 hours, said they came to the house on December 28, 2017, tied him and his family. Coalition wants state of emergency declared in Benue, Taraba. Coalition of civil society groups for peace and security yesterday urged the federal government to declare state of emergency in Benue, Taraba, and any coalition of civil society groups for peace and security, as the chief security officer, will fully allow the security situation to degenerate to the point where mass murder take place. President of the group, Otuba Kola Salahu, said that such declaration will allow full-scale investigation and also stop armed militants from further harming any ethnic group to cause unnecessary crisis in the polity. Where the state government has been in a clash with a rampaging herdsmen, the group, however, accused the Benue state governor for spending more energy in encouraging the fires of division as opposed to delivering the dividends of democracy to those that elected him. Instead of empowering the people of his state by creating economic opportunities, he has brought hapless people a harvest of debt, avoidable debts. Kaduna government has sacked 36,000 workers. The president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Ayoba Waba, on Thursday said the organized labor would not be intimidated by anybody in the pursuit of its legitimate rights. Waba, who led thousands of workers to Government House, Kaduna, said the union would not back down in its opposition to the sack of 36,000 workers by Governor Nasiru El-Rufai. The NLC president accused the governor of disobeying a court order and using the security agencies to intimidate the workers who were on peaceful protest. According to him, information about competency bandaged by the governor as an excuse for the sack was false but a predetermined agenda to reduce the state workforce. The NLC president called on civil society organizations to rise and defend the constitution as well as strategize for the struggle. The procession went through Muhammadu Buhari to Ahmadu Bello Way through to the government house. Newly married man defies 6-year-old in Lagos. A newly married man, Francis Azukwo, is in trouble after he was arrested by the police in Lagos for allegedly defying a 6-year-old girl, Ngozi, in the Ikotun area of the state. Ourroottv learned that the 32-year-old allegedly penetrated the victim's private parts and anus during the sexual assault, which occurred on Ourroottv Street, Ijegun. Our correspondent gathered that Azukwo and the victim's mother were neighbors and had been living together in the house for some time. Ngozi's mother, Joy, who was pregnant at the time, was said to have been rushed to hospital in the community where she was delivered of twins. When she returned home, she reportedly observed that her daughter's movement has changed and she checked her private parts. She reportedly questioned the girl on seeing bruises. Ngozi was alleged to have accused Azukwo of defiling her. The matter was immediately reported to the police at the Ikotun division, and the Akwa Ibom State indigene was arrested. It was gathered that Ngozi was taken to Mirabel Center, Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, Ikeja, where tests were conducted on her. The result reportedly showed that there was penetration and her hymen was broken. The suspect was arraigned before an Ogba magistrate court on Wednesday. We'll be back shortly after this break. Welcome back. Explosion rocks oil facility in Delta. A loud explosion in the early hours of today rocked an oil facility allegedly belonging to Nigeria Gas Company in Ejere Community, Warri South Local Government Area. Residents told Ourroottv that the explosion caused panic in the area. Most of us ran out of our houses when we heard the explosion at about 4 a.m. today, thinking it was Boko Haram that had invaded our community, Madam Ejijela said. Culture at Adekunle Adjacent University. The celebration of the Africa Communication System Day at Adekunle Adjacent University, Akoko, is exposing first-year students to local cultures. For students of the Department of Mass Communication of the Adekunle Adjacent University, Ondo State, it has become a tradition is exposing first-year students to local culture. The celebration is part of the requirement for their course. Africa Communication System is offered in tertiary institutions where mass communication is taught. The university incorporated cultural communication into the course to help improve students' understanding of their culture. The event exposes students to the traditional ways of passing information through the town crier, cultural festivals, marriages, and tradition. At the event held at the University Matriculation Ground, students wore traditional attires and featured in cultural displays. The event featured a play titled Ìlú Ayétòrò by students. The play talked about how culture could be practiced and still remain model until the advent of foreigners who came with their development theory. The course lecturer and head of mass communication department, Dr. Ifedayo Daramola, said it was necessary to expose the students to traditional ways of life and also to appreciate their cultures. And in sport, coach decries abandonment of Ibile games. Adeboyega Adenuga, a coach with the Lagos State Athletics Association, on Thursday decried alleged neglect of the state annual sports festival tagged Ibile game. Adenuga said in Lagos that the festival, held last in 2015, has slowed the pace of grassroots sports development in Lagos State. It was reported that Ibile is an acronym for Ikeja, Badagry, Ikorodu, Lagos, and Ekpe. The sports fiesta was introduced in 2011 by the administration of Governor Babatunde Fashola to promote sports development. It is not good that a competition of that magnitude has been ignored. It is telling on athletes. Ibile really helped most of our young athletes to find their feet on their careers. It is important to sustain the tempo. This is another year. Our state government should consider bringing back Ibile. Adenuga described Lagos State as a pace-setter in sports development and urged it to adopt proactive measures to sustain the standards. Wiki tourists to play home matches in Jazz. Wiki tourists FC of Bauchi will play their home matches at the new Zaria Road Stadium Complex in Jazz for the 2017-2018 Nigeria Professional Football League season. The development is as a result of the ongoing renovation at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi, the traditional home ground of Wiki tourists. Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium's pitch is being relayed by the Bauchi state government for the next football season. It is the first time in 90 years that the pitch will be relayed, since it was used for the hosting of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup Nigeria '99. The close media officer, Bala Kuba, said the contractor handling Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium project won't be able to finish the job before the league kicks off this weekend. Kuba revealed that the team will depart Bauchi for Jos tomorrow, ahead of Sunday's game against the newly promoted side, Go Round FC of Port Harcourt. Kuba also revealed that the team will proceed to Ilorin from Jos for their midweek game against Kwara United on Wednesday. We've come to the end of the news today. I am Ruth Ochije.